Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM21 Stage Racer. This is episode 82, and we are at the Tour de Suisse. We have our fitness peak that finally kicked in, missing the Giro entirely. And that, second place finish that we had there as we attack the climb on this one. And you know what? That 87 seems to be underdoing what we could perform at. So we're going to push 88 here for a little bit. We really can make up a lot of time on this climb. On this opening stage 7-kilometer time trial, and we are coming up near the top of this one, down to 3.5K to go. With the descent, we're going to get a chance to recover a bit, and we are in the lead at this stage. We want to get some recovery going on the descent so that we can then push to the end. And I think we'll attack at about an 87, 90, 99 to the finish line. Oh, second place, 1 second down. I could have pushed a little harder there at the end, and that was the difference between the stage win and not getting the stage win. I thought from the profile that it was going to really flatten out for that last 1.5K, and it wasn't. It was still descending a fair bit, which means we could have pushed harder than we did there at the end, and that was the difference in that 1 second. But I'm totally happy with where we're at right now because Ruben Thompson is not going to be a threat to the overall. Soler, Bennett maybe, could be, Haig. I saw a few other key names, but the big problem with where we're at right now in the Tour de Suisse is the fatigue side of things. It's only been a week since the Giro just ended, so we got some recovery in, but it's far from going to be, it's going to be far from complete at this stage, and we're going to have to turn around and do the tour pretty soon. Stage 2 beginning the, technically final climb, but not quite final climb as there is one more at the end, but it's all one continuous. There's just kind of a flat sector that lasts for a little while. So we are the favorites here, and we really only have one serious contender to worry about as Alaphilippe is trying to attack, but he's going much too early in this climb, and as we're already pushing tempo, I'm not worried about him. But I've got my team in place. Powers and Jones have spent the day on the front because we are favorites. So we're going to get down to Garrison now. Garrison a little more balanced. Delay, see you later. And I've got myself fourth in line. We can drop back a spot now as we are close enough. Lopez is the only other one who's a threat, and he's at the front right now, which is awesome. He's worried about Alaphilippe, and he's trying to chase him down. That's the rest of the breakaway otherwise, but yeah, Lopez doing the work. We're not going to push too hard as long as Lopez is on the front because, again, he's the only threat that I'm worried about, and if he's doing all this work himself, he's going to wear himself out here pretty quickly. You can see he's definitely a bit more fatigued than I am. He's also on a -1 on that race day condition, so we can now put him under pressure as Alaphilippe is starting to attack a little bit here. Again, he's coming forward. He's trying to chase down Alaphilippe, so he's threatened by that. So we'll let Garrison do that work, and it is wearing him out slowly but surely, and we're about halfway through this first climb. Now, this doesn't feel like the decisive stage, as Caruso is trying to attack and has actually gone clear. Dombrowski, though, is going to take over, and he's definitely a stronger climber. We'll be going a bit faster. Roglic, Martin, Caruso, the other contenders all on the attack. But there's plenty of time to bring this thing back.
They're moving along at a fair lick.
Soler, Lopez, definitely feeling it. Both on -2s, and we've almost caught these guys. Final climb will probably be the decisive point on this one. By having these guys up here and working and tiring themselves out.
The pack has just reeled in the escape group.
Onarian, tired. Caruso, he doesn't have much left. All of them are going really deep. Dombrowski's nearly done though. We'll be on to Goosen soon.
There are just 10 kilometers left. Another attack. This time it could go all the way.
And they're all feeling it more than I am right now. Goosens, let's go 82. As it's really going to be the base of the final climb where I'm going to want to put my foot down. So I'm not worried about Caruso with where he's at right now. In fact, I think we could back off just a little bit more to an 81. Not only do we have 1K to go to the top, but we've got to keep that pressure on. That is 7K from the finish, and the final climb is 2.5. So we've got about 4.5K of flat ground to cover. And see, Caruso really doesn't have a lot left to be, you know, pushing to the end like that. Go over the top here. I'm picking up some KOM points, and, you know, with the final climb, I'm sure there's got to be some there as well. I had just 2 points. Alaphilippe again attacking. We're down to 32 as we've actually eclipsed the top. Let's get hit the transcend for Goosens. And let's go ahead and get that gel for myself going. Down to 25. +1 obviously with Alaphilippe. 3.8. And into the final climb. Climb our pace. Let's see how many of them can keep up with me. 1.5K. 1 kilometer. And we're going to just accelerate and see this group get diminished. Can we go solo? 500 meters. Down to 4. Sprint it out for the finish. We've gone clear. We're going to win this stage. Up the Crans Montana.
Well, nobody can dispute that.
And there you go. We got the win. We opened the gap. 30 seconds over Mancusi. Caruso hangs on for third. Wow, after attacking like that. Surprised he hung on as early as he was caught. Arion, Roglic, Sosa, Rees, Soler. Lopez only finishing 10th after he did a lot of that work chasing down Alaphilippe. Where's Alaphilippe? Yeah, not at the top of the standings. 16th for him. With about a 45-second lead overall, I gained 31 seconds on that last stage, plus the 10-second time bonus, and then, you know, finishing 1 second off of first place in the opening stage gave me a little bit of a healthy gap here. I was hoping to team train this climb right here early and be aggressive and try to open things up. The unfortunate part for me, though, is that my team has, as I lead the race, been forced to take charge. And because we had to take charge, one by one, my guys got used up on a gentle uphill slope, and then ultimately a climb that wasn't that intense, but whoever was on the front over the kilometers got used up and then got dropped. And that was my team. So we went through 4 guys. Now, Garrison would have made it if not for a -4. But because of the -4, he just didn't have what was necessary. So I'm down to Goosens and Dombrowski. I want Goosens to go ahead and protect. Dombrowski is working, but we are getting help from Rivera. Alaphilippe doing what Alaphilippe does, loving to attack. Somebody withdraws, but Alaphilippe attacks, and they only pay attention to that one, where we get the slight commentary of Dombrowski doing some work. I'm still right there, looking good. +3 today. Rivera, how's he looking? I don't know. Let's find out. Okay, he's not looking too good. How's Alaphilippe looking as we've caught back up to him? He's got a +3 today and is hanging in there pretty well as he again attacks to go off the front. How far down is Alaphilippe? Alaphilippe is 1:51 down. He's not a threat to me. I would love to see Guillaume Martin is struggling also today. He's not looking too strong. Soler is already really feeling it. Rodriguez, how you feeling, Rodriguez? Oh, he's got a +5, but he's definitely feeling it. and that's just showing how tough this stage has been. Monguzzi on a -2 is probably going to struggle, even though he is 4th place currently. And I'm not sure why I'm not seeing a certain very key Lopez. Where is Lopez? Lopez is down a ways. Caruso on a +1 is hanging in there. He's definitely looking okay. Oh, look where Lopez is. I have no idea what happened to Lopez. No wonder I can't find his name here. Lopez is off the back right now in Group A2. Now, he's not that far behind where we're at, but he's off the back. He is off the back. And we are into the easier sector of the climb before we then get into the hard section, where we would obviously be wanting to make a move. But there's a lot of very, very tired legs, and we're seeing a peloton that is shrinking. There's a great opportunity here. Dombrowski is done, and Goossens is not doing too well, so it's going to be up to me to be making my move here fairly soon. I think I want to gel up now, and then we are going to push here in a moment. Haig is attacking, but now is the time to go, especially with Lopez, the best alternative climber to myself, trying to catch up to me. It's still 6K to go, and I cannot push this hard for this long, but if I can open this gap, and you can see how quickly I'm splitting guys off the back. We're going to surprise and attack, and then go solo. We got the red bar right now, so this is a really good time to keep this up. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up, and then we are going to back off massively once we are solo. Let's get up to these front two and see if they want to work with me. Anything? No? Conchi is here, but he doesn't want to work with me. 3K to go to the top, but we have definitely opened a huge gap over everybody else. We just have to go really slow, though, from here. Can we hold it for 3K? Guerrero, we dropped Conchi. And behind, they're definitely not catching up at this stage. It's 12 chasers, now 4 chasers, and 40 seconds is that gap. 1K to go to the top. I would attack, but that's not a possibility. We want to push to our limit. And we've left Guerrero behind as we approach the top.
The finishing line is at the bottom of the slope. It's the final moment of excitement.
We're on gravel and in the snow. I would use that arrow or acrobatic, but that seems a little risky at the moment. Okay, but we can start pushing a bit harder on this descent. We've got the lead. Now can we not fall and hold it to the finish? I think I'm pushing a little too hard there. That's why I'm not using the acrobatic at the moment.
But apparently, he's back in the saddle.
Okay, for the line, 700 meters, and we've got back-to-back stage wins. Guerrero takes second from the break, and it's a minute before Roglic, Sosa, and Ariane, and then Alfred, Bennett, Rodriguez. We've got back-to-back wins. All right, here's the big thing we've got to watch out for is that PCM22 is like barely 2 weeks away now. It is coming up so fast. And it's the Tour de Suisse. We have a long ways to go, which means I'm going to have to use that quick sim a fair bit. We have 2 Grand Tours left. This National Championships, World Championships are kind of the key races that remain. And this one we're flying through, but those 2 Grand Tours, they're going to take time. So that quick sim is going to have to be in the repertoire the rest of the season, because I do not have the time to overlap the finish of this series plus the release of PCM22. There's just not enough room in my calendar. Real world, this is not my primary. I put a lot of time in here, but I have a business that I run, and it uses a lot of hours. Also, I coach various sports, and we're still in the track season. Not for much longer, though. That is going to wrap up here pretty soon, and I will have a little more time after that, but I'm busy. I am busy and I cannot commit all of my time to a PCM series that, although fairly well supported, is definitely not, it's the same audience. You are the same audience watching these episodes that were watching these episodes, 6 months ago. And I'm going to have to concentrate on PCM22 when it releases, therefore, to this series. So I've got to try to get to the end of the season, because that is my goal, that's my intention. I want to see out the possibility of what this year entails. So we're going to have to focus a little more on some key stages and races. Let's push forward. Stage 4, classified punchy. Alaphilippe has won the stage. I do get same time just before the split after 21st, keeping me in the lead. I have the lead in the points classification. The KOM, though, only by 1 point over Guerrero from the break from last time, and who took second on that stage. I've got the under 25s. As a team, we are 8th. The overall lead is just over 2 minutes ahead of Roglic. Henrion lost time on this one. He was second. Roglic has moved up. Beginning the final mega climb of this tour, and the last chance for us to really miss out on anything. There's one more punchy stage, which I will easily bypass that one, as I do not worry about it. Let's see if we can just... Yes, Jones, just get on the back, help break toe. He was just coming up from behind, and Delay, who's on top, is just not a very good climber. He is a little more punchy than anything else, so we'll use that punchiness to help try to keep him going here, and then Garrison will take over with that little bit of respite, where we're already down to 9.4k to go. And with my strength in climbing, that seems like the obvious direction. Garrison push about an 88, as Ineos is pushing pretty hard right now, and I'm glad that they are using themselves up. I mean, they've got 5 riders going fairly deep at the moment, and it's going to do some damage to all 5 of them simultaneously, even more so than what we're getting out of our guys. But Garrison is just not keeping up terribly well with the pace that they are setting right now. But now that they've lifted that, he's recovered that ground and set it up now for Dabrowski and then Goossens. We have 8k to go, and this is a steep climb, but you can see the climbing is really coming down to what you have at the end. And Alaphilippe going forward is going to incite a response, you would think, but they don't seem to care about him this time around. Make sure I'm right there on the back end of that of Goossens. Yes, I am. And we'll let these guys climb at their pace as hard as they can muster, because I'm trying to really thin that field out before I take over at the front. Now, today I don't necessarily need to push for the stage for a couple of reasons. One, we're 9 minutes behind. We're not going to win the stage. The breakaway has the stage in the back, even though the first breakaway rider is just on the horizon. So we don't necessarily need to attack this group and leave anybody behind, and we don't necessarily need to risk ourselves for this stage when we're not going to win it anyway. This is more about consolidating and keeping ourselves in check, as we have caught past multiple breakaway riders now, though Alaphilippe is still ahead. And with 3.4k, we're going to take over ourselves here in a moment, and we're down to 21 riders. We get into that easy sector. Gomez has won the stage, and it's 1.7k. So let's up that tempo quite a bit here. Get into that punchiness, which is looking really solid today, and then attack for the end. 1k to go. 1k to go. We'll sprint it out towards the end here, and we've opened it up, and we're passing Alaphilippe 600 meters. We'll get ahead of him. Can we hold it, though? He's got a little bit left in the tank. Doesn't matter, because he and I finished together. 6 breakaway riders, including Alves Cosnefroy, who took second on the stage. And then Sosa, Henrion, Lopez, all finishing behind us. We have consolidated that lead even more. We will come away with the end. I'll see you at the post-race of the final stage. Final 3k of this race, and there is a little bit of a punchiness here to to the outcome, to the end result here, but it's not enough to really open it up. It's still going to come down to the sprinters. And you see now inside 2K, there's a few guys at the front that, you know, have established a good, strong position. It might not be the regular sprinters here in that final kilometer, but Caleb Ewan is set up pretty well, and Sam Bennett, and, you know, you're not beating those guys. On the stage, though, it looks like we might even grab a top 5, so that's pretty good. Ewan gets a win, Bennett, Nizzolo, and yeah, 5th place on this final stage. That'll add a few points to our total. I will win the points classification. I win the overall. I win the under 25s. Team classification, I want to say we were still top 10, but we'll check on that one in a moment. KOM, second place. Guerrero ended up getting it, as he got some more points on that previous stage, and because of the breakaway claiming the victory up the top of the mountain, even though we would have finished otherwise second to Alaphilippe. 6 breakaway riders took away all those KOM points that we would have gotten. That would have been the win if that breakaway wasn't there. In the end, we win by nearly 3 minutes. Alaphilippe moved himself up into second, with Henrion on same time third. Sosa, Roglic, Haig, Manguzzi. So good run from Alaphilippe, and with 3 mountain stages to finish where he did, and he did that by winning the 2 punchy stages. Confirmed that points is mine. It was actually Alaphilippe who was in second. KOM, Guerrero, we get second. Under 25s, we win that one, and as a team, we did slip outside of the top 10. No bother. My team's garbage. We get through 2/3 of a level, as we were just starting the level at the beginning of this race, so that is a good points haul for this one. And it's the U.S. National Championships. Apparently the road race is going to be flat, so as a non-sprinter, I don't stand a chance there. So we'll get this one in here to wrap up this episode and see how we do. I am the favorite. We'll see if we can pull off that favorite status and come away with a victory. We have 2 little climbs, and they are both right here before the end of the 2 sectors. So we've got a little bit extra in the tank right now that we can push a little harder on. We're 5th place so far, but just 7 seconds off the pace, so we're in good shape, and we've got that little extra. So like to have that little extra in the tank for these harder parts. This being one of those, as we get a slight uphill through here, and we're able to attack it a little bit harder, make up a little time on others, and then back off again through this sector. Or this portion of the sector anyway. We've got one more climb coming up right before the end of the 2nd sector, and that is the next place that I look to exploit and push a little bit harder. Overall, it's just 18 kilometers for this one, so it's not too hard to manage, and we're coming up on that sector now, and so we will push hard through here. I'm going to go 88 on this section, as that's one of the key areas to really gain a few seconds, and we're into the lead now. So back down to that 87, and we've got Jacob Martin just going ahead of Johnson Sheppy. Okay, we've got a little descent coming. We can get down to an 85 if we need to, but I think I kept that 87 going a little too long. We'll see if we tuck that all on the descent to come. And we do. That's going to allow us to get that little bit more in the tank. 1K to go, so I think we were good through there. And we will go attack for the finish line, and there you go. 18 seconds, easily winning. And that should do it. That is a U.S. National Championship. Maybe. Thought I was number 1. We were number 2, apparently. No, there's still William Barta out there. Barta's an 80 time trialist. He goes 2nd quickest, and we do win. Okay, so we went to the top of the timesheets. Actually, Barta on countback ends up 3rd. McNulty was 5th. Those were the other couple of favorites. Showed up late. Paulus was 8th. And then a few specialists getting in amongst the mix. But yes, we have won the U.S. National Championship in the time trial this year. I think it had been a couple years since we had claimed either of those jerseys, so it's good to have that one. But like I said, the road race being a sprint will rule us out of contention for that one. And that's going to do it for this episode. We're going to move on to the Tour de France next time, which we're going to have to move fairly quickly to try to get those 2 main Grand Tours in just a couple of weeks. I'm a Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.